What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fisher Hex. Today's video is going to be an update on the frag system. We're going to talk a little bit about the main display and the quarantine tank. Just kind of give you guys an update on those and some of the plans that I have. So first things first, let's look at the frag tank. As you can see, I have coral in here. I moved everything over from the main display about 2 hours ago, so they're a little pissed off, but as you can see, I have plenty of room to add more frags, and that's the whole point of the system, so I'm glad that this is done. The SB reef light is, it's hanging. It's kind of ghetto. The sheetrock was a little iffy when I was putting in the bracing, so I added some wires. It looks ridiculous, but I'd rather it look ridiculous and be strong enough and not fall in the frag system. So, yeah, it is what it is, but I'm the only one who sees it, so who really cares, right? Oh, I also made this little thing, too. I used to use the egg crate when I made frags, but I just this was out of the 10 gallons, so I just cut it and added the legs back on there. And, I'll just use that when I do all my fragging now. So let's talk about the main display real quick. Basically, guys, the main display has been suffering for the last month or so, and I think it's because of the coral. Not the coral, but the frags. All these frags. I had 200 plus frags in that 10-gallon tank. I was always selling stuff, getting new stuff, so everything. There's a lot of stuff coming in and out of the main display. Even though it wasn't in the main display, but it was still attached to the main display, so it affected the water and the water column and all the water parameters. So basically, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a big water change on that tank. I'm going to clean out the skimmer section, and then I'm also going to do razor blading the glass and just kind of getting the tank looking a little bit better. Coral and all that stuff and growth, everything's normal and fine on that. That's not a problem, but the tank just looks dirty right now, and all my coralline algae is dead, all of it. And I think it's because I ended up fragging a huge amount of SPS at one time, and basically all the coralline algae just turned white and died. So it is what it is. I kind of figured it would happen. I just didn't think it would happen with this little amount of frags. But then again, 200 frags isn't a little amount, but in my mind it still seems like it's not that much. But in the grand scheme of things, when you cut that much SPS, you really start pulling, they got to heal themselves, so they're going to pull the alkalinity and calcium out of the water at a faster rate, and of course will impact the entire tank. And since coralline algae, gets impacted very quickly on with water chemistry, and it's a good way to tell if your tank is doing well, is if coralline is growing. And then when I started seeing the coralline algae die, that's when I really started putting this system, besides it just being a thought and on a to-do list, I made it happen because it needed to happen sooner than later. So now that everything's moved over here, it's on its own dosing system, and it's gonna be good to go, and I can move things in and out of here. And it's not a grow out tank, it's personally just to sell coral. So that's just how it is right now. So as for the main display, it's going to get a good cleaning. It's going to get I'm going to keep an eye on the water parameters over the next couple weeks, because now that everything's out of here, it's going to have to adjust again. So that's the period where you got to really keep an eye on it, and then I will make changes accordingly. I'll keep you guys updated on that. And of course, the 10-gallon tank, got to figure out what we're going to do with that. I'll post a video after this one and let you guys decide. So as for the quarantine tank, it is well, we got one fish left, the sailfin. The sailfin's doing fine. He has never rubbed on anything. He eats every day. He's fat, healthy, no issues. Unfortunately, the chromis died. The second one died yesterday, and the clown tang died yesterday as well. As I noticed two spots on the clown tang. Basically, before I had headed to work, I saw two spots. I was like, okay, when I get home, I'm going to go ahead and start getting her into hyposalinity and start that whole process. Well, she died while I was starting the hyposalinity process, and that just sucks. Lesson learned. Basically, what I'll do next time is, just as a precaution, if she starts rubbing like she did a week ago, I'll just go ahead and go to hypo then, and then and then deal with it. If it's not ick, it's not ick. But I'd rather try to fix the issue that way without waiting till it's too late. So I lost the clown tang, which sucks, and this guy's got 2 weeks left, and he's going to go in the main display. Now, as for this quarantine tank system, once he's out of here and in the main display, I'm going to pull this whole system out. It's going to sterilize it, vinegar, and then the sponges will all be set out to dry, and they will be replaced with new sponges. And I cycle out the sponges. I don't, if I have a death in the tank, I'm not going to use that same sponge on the next fish coming in, because it just sets yourself up for failure. So I will be ordering 3 more fish here within the next couple weeks, and we'll start the process all over again. And then eventually I will have the fish that I'm looking for in the main display. So it's a little bit of a process. It's heartbreaking. It sucks that losing fish during this process, but it's better to have happened here in the quarantine tank then happen in the main display, impacting that whole system. So it is what it is. Kind of got to move on and deal with it. So he's gonna come over and say hi. Well, maybe not. Either way, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ramble too much. If you have any questions, let me know. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace.